Welcome to this premium educational note. Think of our time together today as a professional mentorship session, a global masterclass really designed to take you from a curious beginner to a future-ready builder. We're going to unpack one of the most transformative technologies in human history. By the time we finish up, you won't just understand artificial intelligence, you're going to be fully equipped with the actionable insights you need to leverage it, innovate with it, and truly thrive in the modern digital economy.
So, I've got to ask you right out of the gate, are you ready to thrive in the AI economy? Because let's face it, right now, AI is fundamentally reshaping industries, completely redefining career trajectories, and creating entirely new avenues for wealth creation. It's changing how we work, how we learn, and how we do business. If you want to know how to capitalize on this massive shift rather than getting disrupted by it, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this masterclass blueprint. We'll be moving logically from basic definitions all the way to monetization and practical roadmaps. So we'll cover 1. AI foundations made simple. 2. How AI actually works. 3. Tools and real-world applications. 4. Building wealth with AI. 5. Navigating ethics and risks. And finally 6. Your AI success roadmap. Let's get right to it.
Starting with Section 1, AI Foundations Made Simple. Understanding the technology changing the world. We're going to completely strip away the sci-fi myths here to build a rock-solid, beginner-friendly understanding.
So what exactly is artificial intelligence? Broadly speaking, it's a field of computer science that enables machines to perform tasks requiring human intelligence, things like learning, reasoning, and even generating creative content. But the absolute crucial point here is that AI isn't just one single software program. Nope, it's actually a massive, diverse toolkit designed to mimic human problem solving. From recognizing images to understanding language, it's all about giving machines the ability to process the world much like we do.
This didn't just happen overnight. Look at this rapid acceleration on the timeline. Decades ago, we started with these purely theoretical early ideas. We actually had to push through some pretty stagnant periods of funding and interest, what experts called AI winters. But then, thanks to an explosion in big data, we hit massive deep learning breakthroughs. And boom, that propelled us straight into the generative AI era that we're living in right now.
Which naturally brings us to Section 2, how AI actually works, deconstructing the technology. Now, I totally get that the technical side can sound a bit intimidating at first, but I promise you, the mechanics of AI are highly logical and surprisingly easy to grasp once we break them down into pieces.
And this brilliantly illustrates this step-by-step flow. Honestly, think of it almost like teaching a child. First, you feed it data. Then algorithms act as a set of rules to find patterns within that data. That process trains a model. Once it's trained, the model makes decisions or predictions, and we call that inference. Finally, it gets feedback on whether it was right or wrong, allowing it to continuously improve. Data in, feedback out. It is just a beautiful loop of continuous learning. Now, zooming in on that learning process a bit, there are 3 core types of machine learning we need to demystify. Supervised learning is when the machine learns from neatly organized, labeled training data. Unsupervised learning, that's when you give it a messy pile of unlabeled data and basically say, hey, find the hidden patterns on your own. And reinforcement learning, well, that's where the machine learns through trial, error, and a system of rewards, kind of like training a puppy. The type of learning you use really just depends on the data you have available.
Taking this one step deeper, we hit deep learning. This involves artificial neural networks with hidden layers that actively mimic the structure of the human brain to process incredibly complex data. This math-heavy engine is exactly what powers our biggest modern breakthroughs, like natural language processing that understands human speech, and computer vision that literally allows self-driving cars to see the road.
So, how do we actually use these complex brain-like models? Let's get into Section 3, Tools and Real-World Applications Using AI in Everyday Life. This is where we shift focus to practical implementation for businesses and creators. Check out these high-impact everyday AI applications. We're talking writing and research, coding and software development, graphic design, business automation, and deploying customer service chatbots. AI fundamentally acts as your everyday co-pilot for productivity. It's a tool for leverage, pure and simple, allowing you to do way more, much faster, and at a significantly higher quality. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the drastic before and after contrast in content creation. Before AI, you were stuck with manual blogging, super slow YouTube scripting, and exhausting SEO optimization. After AI, you're looking at rapid ideation, AI-assisted graphic design, automated newsletters, and smart email marketing. It completely transforms and scales a single creator's output, essentially turning a one-person business into a powerhouse agency.
But to actually get that leverage, you absolutely have to master prompt engineering. This is the art of writing effective instructions to get the absolute best results from an AI. See, the quality of your output is entirely dependent on how clearly and strategically you communicate with the model. Techniques like zero-shot, few-shot, and chain-of-thought prompting, they aren't just fancy jargon. They are absolutely crucial modern skills for the knowledge economy.
And mastering those skills naturally leads us to Section 4, Building Wealth with AI, Monetization in the Knowledge Economy. If you've got an entrepreneurial mindset, this is where things get truly exciting. This is where we talk about translating digital leverage straight into digital income.
Get this, the source document explicitly lists exactly 100 different AI project ideas. 100. We're talking custom resume analyzers, automated blog writers, meeting summarizers, and smart AI tutors. This proves that the opportunities to build, innovate, and monetize are practically endless. The barrier to entry for starting a side hustle or an entirely new business has literally never been lower.
Just look at these diverse pathways to wealth building. You could dive into freelancing and consulting, helping legacy businesses integrate AI. You could build automated SaaS businesses, dominate digital marketing and SEO, or step into a dedicated role like an AI product manager or prompt engineer. And the best part? You absolutely do not have to be a hardcore coder to build wealth here. Consultants, strategic thinkers, and digital marketers are absolutely thriving in this new economy.
Of course, we have to talk about the serious side of development. Section 5, Navigating Ethics and Risks, Building Safely. Because a true industry expert doesn't just know how to use these tools, they deeply understand the risks and limitations of the technology they're wielding.
Look, AI is incredible, but it's far from perfect. We have to be hyper-vigilant about hallucinations, which is basically when a chatbot just confidently invents fake legal cases or historical events. We also have to watch out for inherited bias in systems, deepfakes, tricky privacy and copyright issues, and the very real danger of over-reliance on automation. Responsible AI innovation always requires strict human oversight and sharp critical thinking.
Which brings us to the ultimate golden rule from our source material. Never blindly trust AI outputs. Always combine AI efficiency with human judgment and fact-checking. Remember, AI is an incredibly powerful assistant, but it is not a replacement for your own intellect, your ethics, or your final review. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 6, your AI Success Roadmap, from zero to hero. We've covered the what, the how, and the why. Now, let's lay out a highly actionable, step-by-step blueprint for your personal AI journey. All right, so here's your 5-phase roadmap. Phase 1 is learning the basics, and hey, congratulations, just by absorbing this note, you're already doing that. Phase 2 is building skills, like prompt engineering and crafting simple projects. Phase 3 is actually applying AI to automate your daily tasks. Phase 4 is choosing a niche to specialize in, like consulting or content creation. And Phase 5, that's committing to continuous growth in a fast-moving space. It's a clear, straightforward path. But as you move through those phases, keep in mind that the most valuable skills you can cultivate aren't just technical. The essential skills are critical thinking, problem-solving, data literacy, and continuous learning. These are deeply human, soft skills. They are what will allow you to adapt, pivot, and innovate no matter what crazy new software tool is released tomorrow. I want to wrap up this note with a really powerful quote directly from the source text. The future belongs to people who can work effectively alongside AI rather than compete against it. You are now armed with the foundations, the strategies, and the roadmap. The only question left is, how are you going to use this knowledge to start building your future today? Keep learning, keep building, and I will see you in the next note.